What's up guys, this is Coach Donny from Elevate Yourself, where we change lives through volleyball, training, and inspirational content. Welcome to my Volleyball Coach Reaction to HAIKYUU Season 2, Episode 17. If you're new to this channel, I'm a volleyball coach, volleyball player, and personal trainer who provides volleyball tutorials, jump training workouts, and other cool volleyball videos. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter for more content. I'm excited to announce our Elevate Yourself summer training camps, which include 5 camps total. We are offering 2 volleyball skills camps, which are the hitting, serving, and blocking camp, and the setting, receive, and defense camp, where we'll teach you fundamental and advanced techniques for each skill, for all positions, and how to apply them to game situations. We are also offering the jump camp, where you can increase your vertical jump through lower body strength training and plyometrics, the spiking power camp to increase your hitting power through upper body strength training and speed development, and lastly, our online bodyweight jump camp, where you can increase your vertical jump through bodyweight only exercises right at home through our online Zoom classes, which is a great opportunity for those of you who don't live in the area but would still like to work with me from anywhere in the world. Make sure you sign up for those camps linked below while we still have spots available. There were so many comments about Daichi dying that it must be some inside HAIKYUU joke that I don't get, at least not just yet. I can't imagine HAIKYUU killing somebody as a result of diving for a ball. So I'm excited to learn more about what this Daichi dying thing is all about. I'm glad you like it when I hum to the intro song. Sometimes I do things without thinking if it makes me feel good, and humming along to that intro makes me feel pretty good. It makes sense that the original HAIKYUU manga wanted to change the perspective of different camera angles to make it more interesting for non-volleyball players, because for those who've been playing volleyball for a really long time, most of us actually prefer a baseline or a sideline shot where you can see the whole team and all the action that's going on, because we already have a technical understanding of how the team works, each skill, and we want to see the overall game flow without much interruption. But I can definitely see how those 2 basic views can be very boring for non-volleyball players. So I'm actually really glad that they continue to keep those dynamic camera angles to make it even more exciting and engaging, and actually makes you feel like you're right there in the action, which is probably why so many non-volleyball players really like HAIKYUU. And I actually know a good number of you started playing volleyball because of HAIKYUU, which is great. I always tell people it's never too late to start playing volleyball because it's such a fun sport at any age, and the volleyball community is generally pretty welcoming and nice. I'm a little surprised, but not surprised, that some of you have watched HAIKYUU 6 times. One of my favorite animes of all time is Dragon Ball Z, and I remember rewatching so many episodes and all their movies 10, 20, 30 times, and each time I would feel so in tune and so engaged with what was going on. And then I would discover new things that I never discovered before, which were like hidden treasures, which is half the fun of rewatching some of your favorite animes. If you've been enjoying my reaction videos, please consider supporting me on my Patreon, where you'll receive exclusive access to my monthly live Q&A sessions, my private blog, my monthly podcasts, behind the scenes footage, and much more. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and click that notification bell so you never miss a video. Now let's get this HAIKYUU party started.
Perfect.
What? They're not gonna start off with what happened to Daichi? This must be Josenji, because I recognize that hair. Of course, people will say that if only this player wasn't there, then they wouldn't have won. Versus just accepting that they got beat and they got to be better. So even they notice Daichi's. Man, that panning animation, that's just so hard to do. Okay, now we get to find out what happened to Daichi. Everyone keeps saying that he died, which I doubt happened, but we'll see what really happened. Ooh. In the shoulder in the face. That hurts. I've had that before. That could easily lead to a concussion. Ooh, got a bruise forming. They should have him sit. No need to be a tough guy. Can't take concussions lightly. That's a good advisor. Your life is more important than volleyball. You know what's interesting about the evolution of being an athlete and coaching? When I played sports in high school in the early 2000s, the culture of tough it out, shake it off, I don't care if you see stars or if you got hit hard on the head, you just got to keep playing. I understand where that comes from because, you know, you're trying to make the kids tougher, but we've learned a lot about the consequences of concussions, right? Just because there's no blood doesn't mean there wasn't anything bad that happened. We used to always say no blood, no foul, which is a stupid playground rule that people tend to carry into adulthood. And then as I started coaching in 2005, some of that started disappearing, but people were still trying to be tough on the court. And then all of a sudden, from our coaching association in California, there was this huge push to educate people about concussions and how lethal they can be. I mean, there's people that die on the basketball court and football from getting hit in the head, and they seem fine, then they go out and play, and then they just drop dead. I'm not saying every concussion leads to that, but you know, a brain injury, that's the most important organ in your entire body, and it's really hard to know when it's injured. So that's why, I forgot the advisor's name, totally blanking, Takeda Sensei. That's why he's asking him all these questions. These are concussion protocol questions, and he's doing the right thing to make sure that Daichi is healthy and okay, because that's more important than winning and losing. Oh, blood from the mouth. Oh, a tooth came out. Dang. Ooh, playing without their foundation, that's gonna be tough. That's good, they're talking about concussions in this anime. This is a great opportunity to educate other athletes. Don't take this stuff lightly. He's still a captain at the end of the day and still taking responsibility. Man, what a leader here. High level mental toughness from Tanaka slapping himself in the face. But now we'll see who steps up. No doubt that losing your team captain and your leader and your foundation is a big blow to the team, but a sign of a team's culture and the strength of the program shouldn't just rely on one person. So I'm really curious who is going to step up, and this is how you really get to see what a team is like without their leader, because if you have a good team culture and if you have a program that encourages everyone to work hard, share leadership, and contribute to the greater benefit of the team, someone's going to step up and take over the leadership when their main captain is not there. So I wonder if this is hinting that Daichi's saying, hey, Asahi, it's your turn to lead the team because I'm not going to be here. So come on, man bun. Oh, that's right. He took it on. He's like, give it to me. I'm ready. I'm ready to lead the team. That's good. Coach Ukai is escorting him. Show your players that you care. That's really important. Health is more important than volleyball. Almost just as important. Yeah, who's going to be the right side? Because I think Daichi plays the right side. Ooh, another bench player, Chikara. Oh, this is the Daichi lookalike. I wonder if they did that on purpose to make him look like Daichi. But this is his chance to prove himself. And if he's an upperclassman that is going to be a little more mature, he can handle the load. Doesn't have to be a star player, just got to do your job. Ooh, that's a great mentality to have. This is just like practice. Just like practice. You work hard in practice, and you got to let go of the result. And then he's feeling the pressure already. That's true. Very true. Oh no, Tsuki. Don't say something snarky. Oh no, overwhelmed with information already. Let's see what Tanaka's gonna say. That's a terrible thing to say. You don't need more pressure. Ooh. This guy's got some leadership. That's a good way to put it. Ennoshita must be an upperclassman because he's, well, one, Kageyama's talking to him in a more respectful manner, but he has a more level-headedness. Oh, he had that commanding presence. Okay, so he does have that managing people type of skill. That's great. Alright, Ennoshita, you got this. Nice receive! Senta! Alright. First serve is in, not bad. Set the middle, side out. Ooh. We got Takeru. Another Daichi from another team. Uh-oh. He aimed at the sub. That's a good serve. You want to aim for the person they sub in, because they're usually cold off the bench and not mentally ready. I love this internal dialogue. Let's see how Ennoshita's gonna deal with this pressure here. Embrace it. Attack the ball, even when you're passing. Yeah, I love it. This is the best way to deal with getting aced. A lot of times when you get aced, people tend to get quiet, they start to slow down, they stop high-fiving their team, they start engaging people, and that's when you know you're going to start a downward spiral. So what Ennoshita is doing here is really great. He, instead of doing what he wants to feel, which is crawl into a shell and hope not to serve me and say, don't serve me, he's doing the exact opposite. He's saying, bring it on, serve me. That's exactly what I want to do. And even if you don't feel that way, you have to act that way, because sometimes you got to act from the outside in. Just keep faking it until you make it, and then it's going to change in here. But you got to start by forcing yourself to act confident out there and to demand that they serve you again. Don't show that you're intimidated. And people just love to scream on Karasuno. Moikai! Suga! Oh, come on, Ennoshita. Come on, you demanded it. You're gonna get it. Ah, commercial break. Alright, now we got Asahi here. He doesn't get to show up in these intermissions. Interesting, Asahi was not irritated that he took his serve. This must be a flashback to another incident. You just ate in 2 bites, that's funny. That's true, liberos can't be captains, which I think is kind of a silly rule. Someone with a sound mind. Someone that everyone will listen to and respect. Yeah, they did a good job animating his face. He just has like a calm look about him. Maybe they made him look like Daichi on purpose for that very reason. Dude, these animations are so good. You got the wings of the insect vibrating. How come we don't get to see more Grandpa Ukai at the practices? Only in flashbacks. Wonder why. Very true. It's tough just being the player and just being yelled at, especially if you're making mistakes or not meeting the coach's expectations. So he was the reluctant one. Poor guy, he just doesn't want to be yelled at, which I totally get. He just wants to chill at home with the AC. Maybe this is how he used to deal with problems, is running away, and now he can't run away when he's called in. Oh, that was a good dig. Let's analyze this digging technique. When you're passing and serve receive, meaning when the ball is being served at you, you usually want your shoulders to be more forward and your platform more angled downward because you actually want to pass the ball forward. When you're digging, you want to pass the ball more upward and off the net so you don't overpass it because people are usually spiking a lot harder than they're serving at you. So the way you do that is you actually adopt a more upright posture so your shoulders are more on top or slightly behind your knees and your arms are more forward and in front, so you create more of an upward angle right away. So it's really interesting how they've even animated that level of accuracy, and most people, even most experienced volleyball players, don't know the difference between serve receive posture where you're leaning forward and your shoulders are in front of your knees versus digging posture where your shoulders are on top of your knees and you're more upright. Mind-blowing that they would even animate this difference. So you see how his platform is more parallel to the ground to dig it more upward. Yeah, celebrate that dig. Draw back to those moments. Oh. These are some really depressing scenes. Huge masochist because he keeps coming back to practice even though it's painful for him. I wonder if this is the same day he skipped and he decided to come back halfway, or if this is the next day. No one's doing this stretch. He's not a masochist. This is the only way to get better, so he just probably wants to get better. Even push through the painful practices. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you don't know what you're missing until you step away for a little bit. That's an important realization. So it's good that he took a little break, even if he had to lie about it, just to step away for a little bit. I can see why Nishinoya and Hinata get along so well. They're just both so spazzy and mentally all over the place. Alright, back to the action. Come on. Let's go, Ennoshita. Oh, good angle on that platform. Ooh. The ace is demanding it and crushes it. Ooh, that's a good side out. That's a mindset change. I love it. The fighting spirit. That whole flashback story was really engaging. I actually kind of forgot that they were still in a match because I was so engrossed in Ennoshita's backstory and how all the previous years led up to this moment to where he had to step away because practice was so hard for him. He maybe didn't feel like he was getting better, and he also said he was tired of getting yelled at and not being a better player. And that's a tough place to be when things aren't connecting or going well for you, or you feel like it's just a difficult, unenjoyable experience. Because a lot of us, we join a volleyball team because we like the sport. And I can definitely see how a player can lose that joy when practices are really hard and they feel like they're not getting better, or yeah. And then stepping away, which I always encourage players that if you feel burnt out or if you feel like you're not enjoying it, take a break, take a day off, maybe even take a club season off or a high school season off, because you're spending so much time that you want to make sure it's worth your time. Now, it doesn't mean the coach is going to take it easier on you. It just means you got to find that deeper motivation to want to be back, push yourself, be willing to be yelled at so you can get better, and show up every day and just be fully committed. And then it leads all the way back to this moment to where he gets a chance to show his skills and to contribute to the team on the court, and how every decision and every experience led up to this one moment to where this is why I'm back and this is why I'm here. So it's excellent storytelling. On another side note, did you guys notice that his arms are red from the passing? Come on, these details. For those of you who watched this anime 5 or 6 times, be honest, did you guys notice this? I don't think I would have. If I wasn't talking for this long, I probably wouldn't have noticed that too, but such incredible detail. When you do pass a really hard serve or spike, you're going to get a little bit of redness momentarily because there's a lot of blow flow there. But man, great job, animators. 2 more points. No, 4 more points. Oh, there we go. That's a good leader. Say, shake it off, get the next one. But we got a better leader on the other side, serving tough balls here. Ooh, that's another tough serve. Oh! I love it. They also have got some mental toughness. Ooh, then you got a that's a funny animation. Oh man, so close. Timeout from Wakunan, probably. Oh! We got Yamaguchi. This is his chance. I love it. I love that Coach Ukai is just willing to give him another opportunity, even though he messed up before. You gotta go for it. Dude. Very normal for him to be nervous. But of course, Suki's not gonna help. Maybe Yamaguchi just feels grateful that he talked to him. Ennoshita's probably, yeah, he probably feels like he's gonna throw up. We got 2 subs on the court. That is a good leader. Distract them from the pressure or make them feel like, hey, it's okay to be nervous, just focus on what you can control. I have a feeling this is going to be Yamaguchi's moment. This is the episode of the subs. And just do what you practice. Doesn't matter if it's in or out, just do what you usually do. Uh-oh, but he's just going to go for it. Come on. Oh, the same thing that happened last time. Oh, good job, Yamaguchi. I've been there many times. Sometimes I might not look nervous on the outside, but I am on the inside, and sometimes you just get bailed. You know it wasn't a good serve or a good situation, but you still kind of halfway go for it, and you just get lucky. And then you take a sigh of relief, and then that kind of relieves some of the pressure, and then now you can actually get your real serve in. So luck is part of the game, and you just have to be ready to be lucky, because he did earn this a little bit by still going for it. No pressure, 24-20. You got a 4-point lead. He could just go for it now. Moipa. I'm learning Japanese. Can't think about the last serve. You just gotta go for it again. Go through your same routine. Ooh. Standing float. You can't play it safe. You're never gonna get better that way, because then you're just gonna give them an easy ball and then they're gonna side out. Come on, Yamaguchi. That was your chance. Uh-oh. Oh, Ennoshita comes out of nowhere. That was so sick. That's the leader coming in. Oh. Man, Asahi and Ennoshita, man. Just coming in. Yeah. I love it, but it's okay. I think Yamaguchi's a freshman, so he's got time to improve and work on that pressure moments. Uh-oh. Maybe the doctors. Yeah, I'm sure Coach Ukai's upset that he just didn't go for it, played it safe. Yep, that's why jump floats are a little tougher. They travel with more force from the momentum of your approach, and they go more downward because it's a higher contact point. Yeah, if you're going in just to serve, that's what you got to do. You're not being subbed in to play it safe. But, ooh, Tsuki is showing a little love. That's rare. Probably because Yamaguchi finally earned his respect. That's tough. I've been Yamaguchi many times before too. Yeah, that's a good choice from the coach. Health is always important. I know I've said that many times, but so many coaches are more concerned about winning than their players' health. But they got Ennoshita. Man, he did such a good job. What is this scene? Rain? The scene reminds me of Totoro. Just slow nature scenes with rain dripping. Ooh, Shirotozawa. Finally we get to see Ushijima play. Wow, 20-12. That's a pretty big lead. Oh, does this mean we get to see Seijo and Shirotozawa play? Man, this music got intense all of a sudden, so I think that means we're going to see them play. Wonder what he means by that. Here's my immediate reaction to episode 17. I know I was very critical of Yamaguchi, but I'm the first one to admit that I was Yamaguchi many times before, both playing on the team and open gyms and tournaments. It took a long time for me to change that mindset to play it safe. Honestly, I didn't really start embracing that until my early 30s. I think I got away with just being very well trained. Like my safe serve was still pretty good. My worst pass was still decent. But I knew inside I still felt like a coward, just like Yamaguchi said. On the outside, we might have won the point as a team, but I still knew that I wasn't pushing myself enough under pressure, and I wasn't embracing that moment and say, no, I'm going to excel in this moment. I'm going to go for it on the serve. I'm going to hit it hard and really try to finish the game. And I don't know why it took me until my 30s to really try to do that, because I think I got away with so many things that like 95% of the time I was playing well. But I think in my 30s, I just wanted to be a better player. I got tired of being that player that shied away from big moments. So yeah, I just made a conscious choice that if I have a big moment, I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to be okay with the mistake that comes with that. And now I can confidently say that I love to serve under pressure, that I want that moment, because I've succeeded so many times that under pressure, I want to pass, I want to score the point. So even if you're not born that way, because some people are just born with that killer instinct, which is a very small percentage of the population, the good news for you is that you can actually train that killer mentality. It just takes a lot of training, both physically, because you physically have to be able to do the skills under pressure, but more importantly, mentally. You have to want to do it and go through the same routines. And I've actually done it with one of my volleyball students to train him to learn how to serve under pressure, and he's done such a good job with that. So it is a skill that can be learned. It was cool to finally meet Ennoshita. I've been visually confusing them between Daichi and Ennoshita because they have similar hairstyles and eyes. But man, I think that's a great example of what happens where you do feel nervous, and instead of ignoring how you feel, be honest with how you feel by telling a teammate or doing some self-conversation, self-talk, and then have a plan of action of how you're going to combat that feeling. So what Ennoshita did, he's like, man, I'm super nervous, and I don't know if I can handle this role. I'm not as good as Daichi. So he felt like that on the inside, and he's having this conversation, but his plan of action was, I'm going to demand the ball. I'm going to go for the ball. Even if I don't feel confident in doing it, I'm still going to do it on the outside. And learning how to act from the outside in is so important. I think many of us through life, not just in volleyball, but in life, we go through life just reacting to just based on how we feel. Like, I will make this decision if I feel like doing that. I will not make this decision if I don't feel like doing that. And the most important skill in life, or one of the most important skills in life, I should say, is learning how to do something that is good for you even when you don't feel like doing that. I know that might sound really obvious, but think about how many times you missed a morning workout, or maybe you ate 2 more cupcakes when you know you shouldn't have, or maybe you should have studied 30 minutes longer and you just wanted to check out. There's so many opportunities in our life to practice acting from the outside in for the long-term benefit, and so many chances that we pass those up. So just something to think about. But that's something that I've learned as I've gotten older, that the more opportunities I take to make choices based on what I know is right versus how I feel, I've just accomplished so much more in life and feel so much better about myself and what I'm doing. Another interesting thing is to see the dynamic between Tsuki and Yamaguchi grow. It's hard for me to tell whether Tsuki's trying to encourage him in his awkward way, or maybe he has a newfound respect for Yamaguchi and is trying to help him by talking to him and handing him that towel. So that was a really interesting scene. I'm curious how that's going to unfold. And I also love how Asahi went from being scared to hit way back in season 1 to now not just being one of the best hitters on the team and the best servers, to now understanding that, hey, I also need to be a leader, and this is my time because Daichi can't do it, so I need to step up my game as a leader and as a performer. So it was really cool to see that evolution of Asahi. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction video. We'll see you guys in the next one.